Hello everyone, this is part 1 of what if Deku was, or what if female Deku was a Mandalorian in the Ruby universe. So where we left off was around the part where they went to bed and went to the next day. The next day, Weiss is actually heading out to go see Weiss. If you have not seen the scene in Ruby near the start of the season, or at least in the season, she actually goes to Weiss and actually talks about stuff with her. And asking how is she doing and everything like that. Yes, also this is going to be a next 2 month skip. So yeah, which just gives her, because before they kind of just saw each other and then just left. And so yeah, so she knew she was okay, and because they did have a talk, so 2 months has passed. Izumi and Winter have gotten closer. Though it's more or less they're becoming better friends and stuff like that. So it's kind of like they're best friends now. Seeing they kind of more or less live in the same dorm area. Because two sleeping areas for one sleeping area for two people. Mainly because they're in a military base and they can't just have one room for everyone. So yeah. Over the 2 months it got closer. And then when Winter went over to see Weiss, she asked if Izumi wanted to come with her. She said fine, mainly because she was bored and really didn't have much to do. Also, what was his name? Ironwood did give her a huntress license, and she is allowed to use her weapons now freely whenever she sees a Grim or anything like that. Other than that, she's still going by the same laws and stuff like that when she's off duty and everything like that. So yeah. Her armor stayed the same. So yeah. Her ship does get repairs, and so she can use it a lot, though she doesn't really, because she stays in one place now. Because whenever she has to go on missions, she does use it. Though it's mainly just stays there, and whenever she needs it, she'll use it. Seeing she can break over with it, so she can go back to Mandalore or any other planet or do any more bounty hunting. So yeah. Also, she is pronounced dead, and the contract got voided. So it's like no one can actually go to the contract. So no one can actually go to Earth, because that was because it was this person that actually did it. That was actually wanting her to go. So yeah. When they land, they actually are in Izumi's ship. Sorry for the background noise. When they get out of the ship, it's very easily seen by Ozpin. So he asked, what was her name? The blonde lady, the old lady with she looks like the witch. She looks somewhat like a witch. She's like the second person. She's a teacher and the vice principal of the school. So yeah. She comes and just asks, as she talks with her, and while she tells her that Ozpin wants to meet her. With her knowing who Ozpin is, because Ironwood does have regular communication with him, mainly because they're both still principals of their own Atlas and Haven academies. So they kind of have to keep in contact, so if they ever want to do something together with their students, they can. So yeah. With Ozpin actually going in and meeting him, using her jetpack to fly in to around the front area, and then just goes through the door to the academy and walks through. By this time, by the 2 months, everyone knows that someone fell from the sky, and it was given a more or less good description of them, so they all could tell it was her. With her realizing, oh hell, I'm going to be asked so many questions now. So on the way, she does get questioned and where she's from. So yeah, though when she does get there, Osmond just realizes she's 2 minutes late. With him asking why you late, with her just saying a lot of people asking questions. With him just saying, oh okay, because one, she's from outer space, so she's gonna get questioned. So yeah, with him actually wondering, so how much do you know of the Grimm? With her just saying, how should I say? With her just saying, um, I know that they're basically a big problem for everyone, and you guys have to keep killing them, mainly because if you'll get overrun and people would die in the process. With him just saying, yes, indeed, but do you know who the leader is? With her just saying, leader? With Osmond just saying, yes, they have a queen, you could say, giving her some of the same explanation of what he did with Crow and stuff like that. Crow is in the room, but he's as a raven, so she can't see where he is. Because he was going to tell, with Crow just being okay, fine about it, mainly because, well, he's seen her in action, because, well, he does move around different places a lot in those 2 months. So they did kind of like talk to each other at one point, so they are acquainted. It's more or less they just don't really talk to each other a lot. With him just saying, hey, with her just saying, so what? Her slightly being confused, just saying, how the hell did you just turn out of a bird? Because it was the only bird in the room, and it was in a cage, or not in a cage, just on a little stand. With him just being, yeah, Osmond, wanna explain that? With him just saying, you see, I was gifted the power of reincarnation, and before all this, I knew her, and I knew Salem, which is her name, and she's very attentive to listening. She's not freaking out at all, like how they predicted she would. With her just saying, so what do you want me to do? Because they gave her the full explanation of what she is, though she knows basically as much as Ironwood and everyone who would know the secret before. Another thing is why I'm saying Osmond told her so soon was he did see the reports and she was very good, and she, with also Ironwood saying you should probably tell her the truth a lot, saying she would be a really good ally, and he knew that, so he ended up one time when so that's why kind of like Winter just said, do you want to come with me? I'm going to see your sister. So when he heard that, he kind of like just said, called Ironwood, just saying, I'm going to tell her she's here. With him just saying, oh, okay. Being understanding and, well, going back to their own business. With her just saying, okay, and what do you want me to do? With Osmond just saying, can you do reconnaissance for us on occasions? With her just saying, what kind of reconnaissance? With him just saying, going to inside the Grimm area, going to her palace. With her immediately being, what do you mean? What do you mean palace? You know that's probably more of a difficult mission, even for me, and I'm very adept. With him just saying, I know, though, I've seen your reports, so I think you can do it. With her just saying, fine, but if I die, I'm going to come and haunt you back. With Winter being basically done with talking to her sister at that point, because it was kind of like a 2-hour period of them explaining everything, so White and Winter did have that talk of what, are you okay, are you sleeping good, stuff like that. So yeah. Also, Winter does know at this point, so yeah. So yeah, they go back to Izumi's ship, and they go off back to their places, or back to their dorms area, or their dorm area, and go to sleep because it was late when they got back. Sorry for that. So yeah. mainly because the ship did sustain damage, so it does take longer, so the thrusters aren't as well powerful as they used to be, mainly because they are using not as advanced tech as she had in her thrusters for her ship. So yeah, though it is still as pretty fast, it's probably faster than your regular Atlas ship, which is fast and it's very good. Though it's still mainly more or less just, how should I say, what is the right word? It's like faster than your regular ship. I'm just gonna say that. It's even faster than some of the advanced models that Ironwood has made off of the specs of her ship. Though they're more or less still Atlas themed ships, they're more or less just more souped up ships, basically. With her just telling, what did Osmond want? Did he say what he wanted to say to you? With her just saying, yeah, I already know about he told me about the queen and stuff like that. We're just nodding, just saying, so, now that you're in the fold, what are you going to do? With her just saying he wants me to reconnaissance at her palace. With her just immediately spitting out the water, she's just drinking and just say, what? Is he mad? With her just saying no, and I could probably do it without being, well, seen as much. With her just saying, what do you mean seen as much? With Izumi just saying, I'm most likely and definitely going to get seen there, it's just more or less how much I can get out of it. With her just being, oh, okay. So yeah. So after that, they go back and sleep because it was late at that point. So yeah. Next day, she actually gets ready to go on the stealth mission that Osmond wants her to go on, because he did text or call her the next day and just saying, can you do this today, or at least leave out today so you have a good head start. With her just replying, just saying, yes, I will. I'll leave in the next by lunch. With him just saying, okay, good luck. So yeah. She ends up leaving and going off, with Winter just saying bye with a concerned look on her face. She gets at least 50 kilometers away from, or at least gets 50 kilometers from her palace, so where she lives and everything like that. She can really, and also Salem can really detect, and she doesn't really expect this from happening because Osmond she thinks is completely and terrified of her. So yeah. So she ends up leaving the ship behind and ends up leaving. So yeah. Which Cinder and Emerald and Mercury are not there. They're at the academy. So she doesn't have as many. So yeah. What next? Sorry, I have to think some of this stuff out because I'm not doing a skit. I'm actually just thinking off of my head. So she leaves and she gets to the palace, though in the forest parts. With her just noting there's not as much Grim as there would be back there, because she snuck through some Grim very silently so she wouldn't get detected. So Salem doesn't know, because whatever the Grim can see, she can see. If she doesn't have that ability, which I really don't think she does have in this. Which is basically why Osmond is more afraid of her than the previous, though he tries not to show it as much, mainly because he has an academy to lead and everything like that. So she gets in, though she does go through some vents, with the remark of her just saying, this place is so creepy. With Salem not even knowing of where she is, so she talks to her subordinates, what was his name? The big guy who lost someone because of Ospin, I believe. He's there, so he just She's walking through the vent very quietly, so she can see the rooms, though at some point she actually did get caught. But what she learned in the time of 1 hour that she did, they were planning on attacking the Haven Academy with with also learning about the identities of Emerald, Cinder, and Mercury. Though when the psycho guy was the guy with like the scorpion things did find her, alarms went off because they do have alarms. I'm just gonna say that now because it's because of the tech guy. I forget his name though. The guy that got sucker punched in like that Ironwood's using right now. If also spoilers, that Ironwood's using right now to help them with Penny. So yeah. Um. So yeah, with Salem being slightly mad because, well, they just got infiltrated by Oscar and a person, by a single person, because that Oscar sent. With her immediately running and bolting out. She doesn't care about stealth anymore because she did actually, though she does place bombs around the palace so she can make a getaway. Because once she does know she's not stupid for one, and does know she won't be able to stay stealth forever. So she set up bombs to more or less distract Salem and her posse with that. So Salem is forced to stay back and fix the palace, while the scorpion dude does come out and tries to attack her, with her basically shooting him in his two legs and arm. Though the scorpion thing still works, so she does get hit, but without. Though I'm saying he didn't poison it mainly because he was at the palace, because he had to pay respects or pay. So it's kind of like he has a sense of loyalty to Salem, that it's like a dog to a pet. It's like a dog to a man, like completely obedient, you could say. So yeah, though the wound is still very bad because it got her in the, if you can see where the shoulder plates are in her right arm and the elbow patch, she got it in there. Also, several other cuts, slight cuts around her body, though they weren't as mandatory of needing medical attention, with her immediately getting a, well, bandaging up and running, because she got away from him mainly because his legs were bleeding out, so he couldn't really walk, and she got out of the range of that scorpion as soon as she got cut. With her immediately going back and trying to patch it up, able to at least patch it up, and goes back. Though being very mad, or not mad, or per se just being out of it, mainly because she's losing blood, so she has to get back very quickly, so she guns it. Though when she does get back, everyone sees the ship, and well, let's just say Grimm were attacking on the way there, so she had to defend it, so it took her longer. So it was coming down, there was no question about it, was going to do a crash landing. With Oscar just seeing that, or with Osmond seeing that, with him just saying, with him just saying, what the hell happened to her? With the ship crash landing in the middle of the bay, with her just getting, as soon as it impacted the ground, got unconscious and got knocked out. With everyone seeing what happened and seeing the same ship they all saw before, with the same person just being in the middle of a crash site, and this was in the center of Haven, so everyone could see this. Immediately, people came in and looked at the situation. With the engines were okay. With the ship condition is more or less, the cockpit got slightly wrecked. Though it's mainly the undercarriage got totally demolished. Like the whole underbay of it needs redoing. Like it's not in complete flight condition. If you do that, it's just gonna be more or less a big. Someone could get in front because there's holes in it basically from the Grim. So yeah. Um. So yeah. What next? With Ozpin and the witch lady coming out and immediately seeing her. with them looking at each other, and she immediately gets her out and makes sure the ship doesn't do any more damage to her. With them immediately sending her to the medical bay, and she's with her being unconscious and waking up 2 days later with Winter actually there because as soon as they heard, Winter headed over there because Ironwood couldn't really do that, so she volunteered of going. With her waking up just saying, "Ow." With Winter just saying, "Are you alright? Are you alright? Or are you right?" With her just saying, "Yeah, yeah. Ow. My head." With her just saying you kind of crash landed in the middle of Haven. Obviously, your head would get hurt. You got a slight concussion, though you should heal fine. With her just saying, "Where's Ozpin? I have to talk to him." With Ozpin just saying, "I'm right here. What happened to you?" With her just saying basically exactly what I thought would happen. With him just meaning, "What do you mean? I could only find 1 hour of information though. They're planning on attacking everything. They're planning on attacking Haven, and you have some spies. They have some spies in here." With Oscar slightly being pissed and just saying who. With her getting Emerald, Cinder, and what was his name? With the gray-haired guy. I just said his name before. It starts with an R. Where the gray-haired guy. With him immediately getting his phone and texting security to apprehend them. Though they were unsuccessful mainly because they kind of killed all the soldiers that were sent after them and booked it. Making it back to them, and with Salem being mad, saying, "Damn it, we could have. Damn it, everything was getting set in place. We almost had everything. If it wasn't for that person that crash landed out of the fucking sky." So yeah. After that, she so yeah, 2 days goes by. She was, I can't speak. She got able to leave the hospital, and saw her ship. With her just being, damn it, I have to fix that thing again. With Winter just chuckling, just saying, "Yeah, I guess so. You want help?" With her just saying, "Yeah, I totally need help with this bloody thing. It's not like the first time it crashed on me, so yeah." With them over the next week fixing it up so they could leave. Yes, Winter could have just left in a jet with her, though they wanted to stay back so she could see what happened to Izumi, mainly because she does care for her, because they are with her just thinking, "Wait, do I like her?" every night, and just thinking about that. Though the same thing is happening with Izumi. With the day of the festival, the same thing happens with Ruby, Yang, Wise, Blake, and all the other students, stuff like that. So yeah. What next? I know what next. Drink of water. All right. Sorry about that. I just need a quick drink of water. So yeah. Though when Salem does attack, she still wants to attack. So she, even though she is found out, and Emerald, Mercury, that was his name, damn it, and Cinder were found out, she still wants to attack. So she sends a barrage of attacks, with it being more heavily than the other one. Because one, she wants to take out everything. With the ship, with them actually finishing the ship, actually almost as soon as Salem attacks, so they immediately get in the ship with Winter going to a the gunner position, and Izumi going to the pilot position because they fixed everything in the ship except for one thing, though it's more or less just the bottom of the turret. So yeah, or the rear back of the turret, because that kind of like when, because you know how in the center of Haven there's those big tower or those big pillars that go to the side. One of those kind of like just toppled slightly on it, so yeah, it kind of like broke off it, so they couldn't really use the far back one. Though the bottom one and the top one in the front were good. So yeah, with them taking on most of the Flying Grim, though once the Flying Grim, though after reinforcements came from, from Ozpin, they do end up actually landing and going down to the ground, mainly because the majority of the forces were on the ground. With them both immediately going to very hardcore mode. Like, they aren't taking any chances, they're immediately doing as much damage as they can. With them both being mainly one of the most, getting the most kills out of everyone that was fighting in the battle. You could just hear blaster shots, slashing, and as soon as, though, whenever Mizumi runs out of ammo, she immediately just says, damn it. Though, shooting her shotgun, her sound bracelet, into the face of a Grim, immediately reaching to her back and getting the dark saber. With her igniting it and basically for the next 5 hours cutting and slashing and decapitating all of the Grim she sees. So yeah. Though at some point they did get overwhelmed, though they finally got reinforcements on their position, so they were relieved of that position. So they went back to the ship, with Azumi immediately grabbing the big guns. As in the rocket launcher, you could see it in when Ezra was trying to find Rex and they shot down that TIE fighter, or when they were trying to, in the Rebel Clone Wars with the rocket launcher. They're immediately grabbing it out. I don't actually per se have a picture of that, because I couldn't find anything of it, without it being like, without probably getting a picture from the actual season, though I don't want to take a chance of copyright. So, also I don't own anything about this stuff or the picture or anything. These were all done by different people. That was artwork. That's probably another artwork thing. And this was done by another person. And this was done by a person in actual real life. As well as that. So, before y'all saying I'm copywriting and stuff like that, I'm just going to say that now. So yeah, with Winter just saying, what's with the big rocket launcher? With her immediately aiming it at the big monster. Because the monster did happen. With Winter just seeing that, with her just saying, do you have another one? With Izumi just smiling, just saying, yeah, it's in the armory. Also, bring out some more ammo. We're probably going to need it. With them probably firing around 20 to 30 rounds into the big beast, finally knocking it off its feet and taking it down, with Izumi and Winter immediately going to cut the head off. They end up barely able to, though they are very heavily wounded, with them both immediately passing out after, because they were fighting for so long and they were exhausted. When everyone finds them, they're just like, what the hell happened? Jesus Christ. With Weiss immediately seeing her sister on the ground, panting, with the same goes for Izumi. With Weiss just immediately going up to them, with her just saying, Winter, 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 are you okay, are you okay? With Winter just saying, yeah. With her just saying, I'm just really exhausted. With Izumi just saying, with her just saying, yeah, you're not the only one. With them both slightly chuckling, and well, the the medical people did come. Austin does sadly die because Cinder, Mercury, Emerald um, did come in, so they overpowered them. Overpowered him mainly because he's old for one. So Oscar still happens, though. It's still not going to happen yet. At this point in the story. I'm just going to say this now. So when they wake up, because they kind of like passed out on the way back to Atlas, so they could get rest, they kind of passed out on each other. Immediately when they wake up, they kind of just like, oh, with Izumi actually making the first move in the relationship. For once, I'm actually doing the relationship now. I'm gonna make that happen. With Izumi just saying, "So, do you want to go on a date?" With her just me saying, "Just what do you what?" With Izumi just saying it again, "Do you want to go on a date?" With her just saying, but with her very blushingly, just saying, "Yeah, I'll go on a date." Though no one was there to see that, so no one really was just like, "Ooh." Well, the pilots didn't really concern themselves with it, just mainly being, well, they're pilots and they have no into the storyline. With them going to the hospital, getting a full medical check, just knowing with them just saying they were just really exhausted after that fight. But they should be fine now, mainly because they've been resting for a while, so yeah. They do take it easy. So yeah. With the ASOTs coming in and just saying, hey, so how are you two holding up after that big fight you guys went into? With them just looking at each other, with them just saying, very tired. With ASOP slightly chuckling, all of them chuckling, with them just saying, yeah, you're probably right about that. With them basically just hanging out with them for a little bit, just talking, just because she did kind of go into enemy lines for a while, mainly because she had to get there and everything like that. So they kind of, with Izumi catching up with the Aesops because, well, she left to go on that mission for Ospend. And she didn't go back to the Aesops for the past while because her ship kind of got wrecked and Winter stayed back with her. When everyone leaves, Winter just asks, so where do you want to go out for a date? We're just being, and yes, also I'm just going to say this now, there are an Atlas, so yeah. With her just saying wherever you want, I'm fine with it. With Winter just saying, okay, there's always been this nice burger place I was always, that, what was her name? The person with the rocket launcher weapon thing. Recommended me to go to. Want to go there? With her just saying, yeah, sure, why not? What's the harm? So, they end up, when they are able to leave, they do go out with them, both basically getting into dresses. Or, actually, no, because Izumi is more or less a tomboy in this. Also, this is not being disrespectful. I just want this to be more or less unique to how I want it. So, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. So, if anyone watching that's a tomboy or a person that feels like they're more boy than girl and is a female, I am not basically trying to insult you. With her putting on a suit and Winter putting on a dress. It's white. It's a white dress, while Izumi is wearing a more or less black and tinted gold suit. It's more or less a woman's suit, though it does not have a tie, though the undershirt is gold with the coat being black, with her wearing black pants and golden shoes that are the same color as her armor with the gold. With them both slightly just being slightly blushing and just saying, oh, let's go. with them both actually leaving. No one notices though. The Aesops kind of just see them going off and just snicker to themselves, just saying, "About fucking time." And yes, they do swear in this, and with them just saying it's about time they go out on a date. It was kind of obvious they liked each other. Just they had to find that stuff out. With them giving a slight chuckle, though, Weiss do look with Weiss and Izumi do look back and see what they're talking about. Though they couldn't hear anything, they kind of just sneaking up, and so yeah, they go out, and the burger place kind of more or less was actually pretty good, with them both being full afterwards, with them actually going to a movie, and then heading back to the dorms. Though when they got back to the dorms, Izumi does something she probably has not done. She kisses Winter. Winter is, after that, just like, actually kisses back, and they do things in bed. I'm not going to detail. I'm not going to be a perverted channel. I'm just going to say that. So yeah. So no one really hears them though. So their dignity is intact. So yeah. Though when they wake up, they both get very big headaches, and realize they're in Izumi's bed. Their beds are slightly big, so they can. There are like a double bed, so which is how they both fit. So yeah. Um. Next, with Izumi actually getting up first, just saying, "I'm gonna go make breakfast." With Winter actually just saying, "No, stay with me in bed." With Izumi checking the time, just saying, "Yeah, fine, fine, fine." With him staying in bed for the next 30 minutes, though having to actually get out afterwards because they would be late if they didn't get out at that time, and immediately having breakfast that Izumi actually makes. With Winter actually just saying, "You can make breakfast and lunch," and with Izumi just saying, "Yeah, I kind of had to when I was off in space, when I had to be when I was a bounty hunter." With Winter finding more about her, though they do talk in Winter does find more about what Weiss did back when she was a bounty hunter, with her telling some of the adventures she did go on, helping sometimes the rebellion and sometimes other people, but never the Empire and stuff like that, because she hated it. With Winter mainly just being, "Oh, okay." Whether just being, because one, Izumi had a real hatred for the Empire. She probably hated it out of like a lot of people. It kind of tore her family apart, because she was a cousin of, what was her name? Sabine. So, and she did understand why she left. And she actually believed her. One of the only people that actually believed her. So, yeah. So, yeah. Um, After that, they go out to go back and do the regular stuff with, everyone can see they have changed a bit. And they ask, "So, what happened between you and Izumi?" With the ASOS actually asking this question, with them both being, nothing. Nothing, don't worry." With them just saying, "We know you went on a date." With them immediately blushing, both of them red. Just being, "How the hell did you know we were going on a date?" With them both saying, "We kind of like sneaked up on you." With what was his name? The dog fun is just saying, "I had really good hearing and I kind of like heard you ask her on a date when we left you to go to, when we left you guys at the Atlas hospital." So I kind of told everyone else. With Winter and Izumi both giving him a death glare, with him immediately just saying, "Ah, hell," and bolting out of there, with Izumi and Winter just saying, "Get back here, you mutt." Also, no racism, just being funny. With them just saying, "Someone save me, 2 crazy women are after me." With them just saying, "Yeah, you asshole," you kind of just saying some insults to him. Though after a while they do catch up to him and kind of just punch him and slap him and stuff like that. I don't really care what they do to him, mainly because, how should I say, I don't want to sound like a womanist or anything like that, or insult anyone. So I'm just gonna say they kind of do what an anime girl would do if she some guy just went into the room and did stuff. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. They just kind of slapped him around. I'll just say that. Um. What do I do next? After that, they with the Aesop's kind of like laughing at him, with them just, but with both of them just saying, giving them death glare, so they kind of shut up. No, that still doesn't. Though they're still laughing inside of their heads, and just thinking, feeling bad for, what was his name? The dog faunus. So yeah. So, yeah. At this point, Weiss, Blake, and the two teams, and the site with John, Weiss, all the people that were on that road trip, going to Atlas, actually are at the point of meeting Oscar. I'm just gonna skip to them now to explain some stuff to them. So yeah, with them all just doing the same around things, going to get Oscar, finding Oscar, finding out the truth and everything. So Oscar is still at the point of where they are at, so he is still silent. Though no one really knows about this. Or no one in Atlas knows about this yet, so they do know of his death, though a lot of the higher ups do feel bad. Though anyone that knows the secret, which the Aesops do know, also they feel bad, but they know he's going to come back at some point. So they did grieve for that person, though more of a, how should I say, they just did it for public stuff. So yeah. So yeah. Um so let's just skip to the point of where Ruby and the two teams actually meet up at the, how should I say, meet up at the, what's his name? At Atlas. Though the one thing is, Winter and Izumi are there. So they give a more grateful approach, not to the immediately hunt, not like before. So they are better treated. With Izumi just getting a rocket and flying down, with them just saying, "So you guys kind of broke code and stole an Atlas. You guys kind of stole an Atlas ship." With them looking at her, just saying, "We are allowed. We kind of were allowed to steal the ship." With her just being, "What do you mean allowed to steal the ship? How are you allowed to steal a ship?" With them just trying to keep their dignity intact, just saying, "We kind of stole the ship. Sorry." The Winter's there, so they kind of just, same thing happens just sooner with Weiss and Winter. So yeah. Though, but they are still have to be taken in, so they kind of do have to put handcuffs on though not to the point of before. With Izumi just stating, it's kind of we have to do it though. I know you guys won't do anything, it's just protocol. With John and everyone, with John just saying, yeah, we understand, it's just more or less, we understand it's just protocol, so. With everyone just saying, yeah, yeah, we understand you have to. Though when they get to Atlas, he just says, uncuff them. With what Izumi and Aesop just saying, gladly. With Ironwood just saying, that was quick. With, because she kind of did tell about people who found her in the ship. So they kind of do know who Ruby and Weiss and Yang and everyone else is, because they also saw the festival. Because that still happened. So they kind of do know who they are and stuff like that. So they know they're not like bad or anything. They had to follow protocol. Though they kind of just said, sorry, we just had to follow protocol and stuff like that. With an Ironwood just understanding, just saying, oh, okay. Though after that, same thing happens. They all get their new costumes and new clothes and everything like that. Same thing happens with Weiss, Blake, and stuff like that. And yes, Adam is dead, and they do tell about everything. Though Izumi can tell Ruby was lying, though she didn't say anything because she wants to. Yeah, can't speak anything. She wants to ask her without anyone knowing about it. So after they go and change into the get into new clothes and stuff like that, Izumi asks Ruby to come back and talk to her for a second. With yeah, I can speak. With her just saying, yeah, yeah. So what's up? Cause she's still like so geeks around her, cause how high tech she is, and either way, she's still gonna be the like geeky person or the adorable Ruby we all know and love. With her just saying, so why'd you lie to Ironwood? With her immediately going pale and just saying, what do you mean? With her just saying, I also lie a lot, so I know when someone tells a lie. With her just saying, it's just that when Ozpin, he kept secrets from everyone, and he had to earn, yeah, I can't speak. It's more or less he was like the judge of who gets to decide and who doesn't. Though I want to I want to have full trust in Ironwood before I tell him. With Izumi just saying that's stupid. With Ruby just saying, what do you mean that's stupid? With her just saying, you think you can't trust the person that was helped Ozpin for so long. Though I'm not gonna say anything. Though you probably should say something out of respect. I'm not gonna say anything out of the respect that you probably just how much stuff you just probably went through on your way here. Out of respect of that, so I'm not gonna say anything for the next while. Though do tell him, and I recommend you do. So I'm going to cut it off here, everyone. I hope you all enjoy and have a good day and life if you don't come back and watch my series.